And a reminder, trading is risky. Use risk capital you can afford to lose. Hopefully you'll get an education and keep that to a minimum, but you will get hit and you will have to suffer losses. That's just part of the game. It's like buying golf balls. You're going to put some in the water and some in the woods, and just the way the game is. Got to keep replenishing the stock sometimes if you're going to play the game. 2-minute chart we're looking at for the RTH. And we talked about, thanks to Zeke, talked about the perhaps breakout area at 82s, 81s. And we suggested that the shorts will need to get it back under that 82 to 81 if they want to have any success. And right now we're still building a bear flag, assumably. This is a 2-minute chart. Very fast. Looked at a 10-minute chart. Globex. So that's currently our chart in play. 65 area we thought would be supportive. Said let's consider the 75 as the all-important gap, and anything below that, the good fortune part. Expect today to have whack-a-mole being played, and that will make some higher highs, higher lows. And then at some point, we'd expect a good solid short to resume again. But probably the low is in, we said, from yesterday, and that is support until broken. Obviously, today's low is support until broken as well. We made note that the 698 and a quarter area, last year's high, very important zone. We've noted that anybody that's playing short side should probably try about a 3-point stop from this neighborhood up here to 2,700. Yesterday's middle is 2,701. From the lows yesterday, about 02 would be a 50-point trade. So risk and reward may start to come in as an edge for shorts to try to take some scalps short. I'm not thinking that we're going to break the lows today. I do think we have better odds shorting above that 92. That was our first resistance, and then the expectation is those stops are sitting ducks for the longs to try to knock out and discourage shorts. So this is a very important chart right now, and then we'll look at the 15s as time evolves to see these ideas and where potential resistance and support is coming from. So obviously the shorts need to get us back under that 92 and stay under. And this is typical of the idea of shooting fish in a barrel. Today is never, after you get a plunge in that type of move, it's never easy for a morning after trend day. This was the best, and we said this is probably the best shot we've got at it right here. And that trade worked out. Even if that's all you did today, that's a great trade, and you lock it and you make sure you don't squander it. And now the boys are trying to defend in the whack-a-mole. Here's the IQ. Here's the NQ. How's your IQ? Here is a look at support, the bottom of the pipe coming back to test the middle 83, 75 area, and trying to recapture some of yesterday's plunge. So obviously the pipe is a big fighting zone, and this is a very big target that's been achieved back here at 6,800. Look at the range from where you started, So this is a, quote, dead cat bounce right now, with no expectation about this taking out highs or lows, just simply a range type trade. So we know that this range back here at 73 is the big resistance just by the tops of this bar here. Before that, you got to get by this level and stay there. And before that, you got to get past the 7170s up in here. There's a 2-minute chart reminder. There's a little squeeze type trade right now. And we said probably both sides are guilty of expecting too much today. And certainly the shorts are, if they think we're going to get a repeat of yesterday, that's not going to happen today. And longs are going to try to squeeze. And at one point, as profits are taken, you'll understand where the big boys level is, because it'll come hard and fast. So longs have to have the, willpower and the patience to try to let a trade play out. And the short side trades will probably be faster and harder. And you can undo 10 bars, 12 bars with 1 or 2 bars. And a reminder about that 89 area that we had pointed out, 89 to at 92 and a half, 93.75, a reminder, important area. And this is, unfortunately, everybody's looking for a repeat of yesterday. Not going to happen, unfortunately. And this last washout is really the one that just wipes out all the stops, and then we get today's bounce. And we had suggested yesterday, make sure you were paid coming into the 75 test, because that's an important natural number, right? The year open, 26.75 and a quarter. So far, we've had whack-a-mole as thought. You get yourself into some chips if you're playing, put it in your pocket and trail. That's all you can do. And I've suggested hit and run. You'll probably do better today. And a reminder, some of you might want to explore the idea of trading options. I know a lot of people say, oh, don't play options. Why would you play options? Well, there's some very good reasons. There are times when you'll have better staying power and won't get stopped out of a trade prematurely. I told you earlier in this week, I determined that the south side was probably the better edge, because a differential I saw in the puts and calls, about twice as expensive. When I was looking at that 28.15 idea that Tony from Trader Smarts had put out, I said, let's check the options and let's see how they're doing. It was twice as expensive. I said, well, it tells me that the boys know something we don't, probably going to the south side. And options that were 14 were last night were at 81. That's huge. Probably delta on that's what, about 75%. And trick with some options is obviously, don't kill them by letting the time value eat you up. You can trade them. That's above and beyond the scope of what we're doing here, but keep that in mind. Trying to help you newer traders especially think of some ideas. We said today, think in terms of smaller rotations, 10 to 12 point type rotations. When with trailers, get beyond that, you got to have a trailer. Hit and run. And we said both sides will probably have reasonable success today. Long, certainly because of the excess of yesterday, but still, as we bounce higher, we'll get to areas that some of the bigger boys are going to say, no, you don't. We're coming back in. And trick is don't be stubborn. And we said first things first. We're going to leave chips on the table today. We're going to get stopped out today. We're going to miss trades. It's just the nature of the beast in these type moves. And back here, when we were back here right near this 98 to 99, I said use a 2 to 3 point stop. Let's assume that 02 is resistance. And that was just a mental note from yesterday's 52 lows. A 50-point trade would get us to the 02, and I figured risk reward was coming in. That's why I suggested that trade at that time. We don't give you generalities. We don't give you platitudes and all this nonsense you'll get out there. We'll give you the very specific reason. And you have to be an independent thinker. I don't have TV on right now. I'm not looking at Twitter. I'm just looking at my screens and trying to make sense of the moves and the time frames and the things that I've learned from experience. This is a great trade, anybody who took this short. That 2-minute chart was a beauty. Make sure you're done by 85. Remember that 85, 75, 86 area we talked about? Make sure you're done by 85. We make our best guesses. There's our squeeze pivot right here. That's got to go for the shorts to do any better. Got to knock this 82 out. I said I think that will go before we're done today. No guarantee. Tighten up your stops. And don't forget, you can just play hit and run too if you want. And here is our RTH. Middle on RTH is this 83.5 zone. So this has got to be beat right in here for any more. That's our squeeze pivot. Right there. That's holding the shorts captive for now. And we also said today, let's pay attention to the 92, that high, right? That overnight high, we need to get back under and stay under that as well. So both sides have money. As we thought, probably a whack-a-mole day later in the day, and the higher the price, better odds for a short. And we thought equal opportunity day for both sides. One, because of the distance of yesterday's range, and two, because trend trades should get hit. There's our weekly box. Box 1 defended, box 2 defended, and abort at box 3. And now we're range trading box 3. Step by step. And we already know the next resistance levels that we're looking at. Make sure you're paid by this 85.